Okay. Roni Wagala Guarana. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? And welcome to yet another episode of the TalkTrack. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. As you can see, the TalkTrack is all about hydration. Clearly, it's been a long weekend. Very clearly. Because, let me tell you, for our dear viewers, when you see the people on this table, right? And see the people on this table drinking soft drinks, clear drinks without taste, on a Sunday, I must have you know that the weekend was a long one. As per usual, we are at Plot 8B Gabula Road at the Barrow House, which is the unofficial home of the Kara Junkies. Shout out to the Barrow House. Yeah. The TalkTrack is an independent production of the Kara Junkies. It's produced, edited, and sound mixed by Morris, aka Just Moro, aka Moro Moro, aka Owakara Bike, aka Nofachi Neviensi, aka Musa number 1. In case you're wondering, he has 4 wives. We do not own any of the rights to the music you'll be hearing playing in the background. But as usual, if you do want to get these instrumentals, I will put Morris's number in the comments. It is only for musical purposes, ladies and gentlemen. Just because the man is single doesn't mean he's searching. Morris, are you searching? He has not said anything. The evidence of absence is not the absence of evidence. The thoughts and opinions presented on the TalkTrack are those of the hosts and the participants and do not represent any of the entities represented or affiliated with the TalkTrack. And remember, this again, we're not offering any psychological or professional advice. These are opinions presented by people based on their experiences. So I always advise us, leave a comment. The feedback helps, and also understanding your thought process helps us a lot, right? I'm here as a very disappointed sports fan today because, one, I support Manchester United, who, by the way, scrapped a draw. It was just 1-1 today. You see, every day, every weekend, you think you're going to be okay, and then Manchester United plays. And then you start to question your life. Like, why am I doing this? It's the hope that kills. Now, on top of that, yesterday, I am following Uganda, the rugby league, right? And the Ginger Hippos are playing the KCB Cubs, right? And at halftime, it's 14-3 to the Ginger Hippos. And I kid you not, I put down my phone. I flipped it because I was following on Twitter. I flipped it. I'm like, we've taken this one. And then I come back at the end, and the game is 22-25 in favor of the KCB Cubs. In my mind, I am going, why? Who scores 22 points in one half? Also, which team lets another team score 22 points in one half at home? Why? Guys, Hippos, I beg you. We have a final we want to get to. You go to Legends and do your thing. We are supporting you. We have you all the way. Shout out to the Ginger Hippos on the TalkTrack. I had to let it out. It's been weighing heavy on me. Yeah, it's been weighing heavy on me. You talk on the mic.
You could have come and dust it off last night.
I tried. I was being a good son.
I danced it off last night.
That is very
good. I felt
good.
Exactly the same.
That is very good. So how have you guys been? Clearly, long weekend. Yeah? Back to the roots. You tell us how the weekend went. It's okay, don't hide. There is evidence. So even if you hide now, there is evidence.
So I guess my weekend has been really relaxing. I woke up, had lunch, went back to bed.
Are you talking
and
about,
I just woke up for the TalkTrack.
Are you talking about the entire weekend or just Sunday?
Just Sunday, I
Really,
guess.
guys?
So the weekend was really sad. Like you said, I decided to read. I was busy in the morning, but I went for the Hippos match, and I was very hopeful. And I was hopeful through the entire match until the very end when the cards flipped on me, and I was so heartbroken. And I decided to party as much as I can last night. I really had a good time to forget about my sadness of the rugby. And then, yeah, because I used a lot of energy, the rest of today was rest.
Yeah. So, in your own way, you dancing off what happened at the Hippos Cubs game was you letting go, right? So today we're going to talk about letting go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about letting go. Yeah? It could be of things, it could be of people, just generally letting go. Because letting go as a concept, for me, in my experience, has been one that is often associated with the feeling of loss. When someone tells you, let something go, let something be, it is often affiliated with the feeling of loss, right? This happened, you have to let it go. You have to find a way to move on. And today I want to pick your minds on whether or not that is always the case, right? But before we get into that, my first guiding question for whoever has the microphone at the moment. What's the first thing that comes into your mind when you hear the words letting go? What's the first thing, like you hear letting go, what's the first thing that comes into your mind?
Giving up.
Giving up. Elaborate. This is nice.
So every time I hear let go, I'm like, so I'm giving up. In my mind, I'm like, why? Though sometimes, yes, it's healthy, but if only it was as easy as we say it. My, oh my, would be letting go, because so much, like you say, every time the word let go comes in, every time it comes in, it has to do with a loss or with anticipation of a loss or whatever sort of, okay, this, I want it to go a certain way, it's not going this way. So for me, when I hear let it go, I'm like, giving up. And giving up in a sense of not just something physically or just emotionally. Letting go in a sense, for me, letting go is deeper than that. Letting go is, it can be a memory, it can be an idea, it can be a person, it can be... So letting go is huge because all of these things that we fear to let go of are part of our life in some way, or at least have some part they play within our lives. So that's why I keep telling people sometimes it's okay, I understand, because if only it was, oh my goodness, the number of times we say let it go versus actually letting go. I wish it was that easy because I think all of us want that sometimes. But, well, because for me, my brain also, when I hear it, it's wired to giving up. So sometimes I don't want to give up on the idea. I don't want to give up on a memory. I don't want to give up on a person. I don't want to give up on, all of these things, the dream, the what. So I feel like, I think that's why as human beings, we try harder to try and see maybe if we can adjust or make it work or make it, sometimes it doesn't. But I feel like I would sleep better knowing I tried to try and, in my mind, salvage the situation or try and have it like how I'm picturing it or how I would want it.
Yeah.
Or for so many reasons, of course. It can't just be because you don't want to let go.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, but that's a very good one. So just back on what you said. You said letting go feels like giving up, but when you get to a point where, like you said, you have given it your all, you have tried, whether it's an idea, whether it's a person, whether it's a memory, you have tried your best to see that thing thrives and that thing grows, and it gets to a point where it's causing you more harm than good. Does it still feel like giving up when you're letting that go?
No, now, at this point, it's almost like allowing it to, I don't want to use the word natural course. So basically, for me, I feel if I have tried, right? And it gets to a point where it's failed, I'm like, I tried. So at that point of letting go for me is the point of letting go. Not the point of, in my mind, giving up. Because if from the very beginning I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm giving up. But if I try, and then it just sort of doesn't, like really you've tried, it's easier to let go, for me anyway, most times, when I have actually tried to push and see if it will actually. Because sometimes it surprises you.
Okay.
Sometimes you're surprised. When at the point where you're going to let go, that could be the point. That could be the opportunity. That could be the moment that things actually change. So I feel like at that point where I have tried and it has failed, it doesn't feel like giving up to me.
Okay.
It feels like it is time.
All right. So that's just to pivot off of what you've said, because yeah, we do get to a point in time where letting go is necessary, and yeah, at some point, we push ourselves to the point where we feel we've given it our all, and then just allow the natural course of things to take place. But now, for whoever is holding the microphone is on the table. You guys are so afraid of the mic. For whoever is she was like, no, guys, it's we're just having a conversation. Do you ever feel like, because usually when people say I have let something go, a lot of people and I think it's psychological. What comes to us is that is done for good. If I am walking away from that relationship, I'm letting go, I'm walking away for good. If I'm walking away from this business idea, I'm walking away for good. That's what a lot of people feel like letting go means. But is there any one point in time in life where it's okay to return to something that you let go? Or is it once I've let go, I've let go?
No, I think I wanted to, before I answer that, I wanted to talk about the term letting go, like the first question you asked. That is, what comes to mind is failure and then exploration. By the time I'm like letting go, it means you want to try something new. It means there's something that has been in your life and it hasn't been working. Like you have tried, like she said, and it's not working, but you feel then you have to let go. That means you have failed, accepting failure and then letting go. And then also exploring something new, which is a really hard thing. You're like, I guess that's what keeps us coming back to what we want to let go. We're like, okay, I want to go. But then, yeah, the exploration. Or sometimes it's, okay, let me let go of this and try something new. And maybe it might be better than what I already have.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Associating letting go with failure, okay, in my opinion, I think it does make sense. Because usually by the time you get to a point where you're considering letting something go, it means that something has been extremely precious to you. Again, it could be a person. It could be a business idea. It could be a way of life. It could even be your former self, right? But again, in my opinion, I feel like having that strength within you to understand that either this is not good for me, this is not working for me, this is not going the way I expected. It's not maybe returning the dividends that I expected. This is hurting me more than I expected it to do. I think getting to that point, because we as human beings, comfort and familiarity are very tricky things for us, right? It's why I feel for a lot of people it's more difficult to move on from relationships. Because you're comfortable with this person, you know this person, you understand this person. The prospect of going out there to feel like, you're starting from scratch again, I have to relearn a person, their nuances, what makes them tick, that comfort for most people is what keeps them in positions, places, in scenarios they're not supposed to be. And so for me, while, it might look like giving up, I think the strength to see within you that, hey, this is not working, this is not for me, and deliberately choosing, okay, if I want to be a better person, if I want a better future, if I want something else to work for me, I need to let this go. Yes, maybe looked at as failure because you're giving up on something, but it takes a special kind of strength to be able to go, okay, I have done this, it's not working, and, let's move forward, yeah? So those are my 2 cents. But, Jocelyn. No, because Olivia held the mic, and I was like, I need to spread the questions. This is a very tricky one. It's a very wide one. Why do you think we sometimes hold on to things even when we know they're hurting us or even when we know they're not good for us. Yes, I spoke about the comfort and all that, but outside of that, because comfort is just one aspect. But why do we? Because all of us here, I don't want you to lie to each other, all of us here are guilty of holding on to something that is either hurting us or not good for us. So why do we as human beings keep doing that?
A huge one, I think, is that we hope, maybe like if it's a person, we hope they'll change, and we hope that the situation will get better, maybe in a different circumstance. So there's like an example that I would give is if you've ever gone to the casino, it's called a slot machine. Like you're sitting there and you're not winning, you continuously not winning at all. But then you're afraid if you get up from that seat that someone's going to come in and they're going to pull the trigger and they're going to win. You know, everything that you waited for and everything that you hoped for, if that makes sense. So I think that's why it's so hard sometimes, because we have a picture in our head or a hope in our head that something's going to be something else, you know, and then maybe things will change. And oftentimes they don't, but we still hope that they do. So I think it's mainly just hoping. And also, like, if it is someone, it's like caring for that person. So you want the best for them. So you want them to change. Or for yourself, even, you think, okay, maybe if I do this, I can change. But then you fall back into old habits, because it does take time to build habits and do things. So I think, yeah, the main thing I would break it down to is hope.
Yeah. Okay, we hadn't talked about that one. It was hope factoring into things. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, hope. As Arsenal fans like to say, it's the hope that kills. Okay, Netflix FC. We shall see you again next season. So, you know, looking at failure from the aspect of, giving up, letting go from the aspect of feeling like failure, to breaking it down in the aspect of it being a strength, to want something better for yourself, and all the aspects of hope and comfort that keep us in a position that we are in. At the end of the day, do you think that letting go is something that we decide to do, or it just happens eventually over time?
I think I relate more to that. That's why I earlier said, and still comes back to when she says hope. It means when you say, let me try something, or let me keep, finding ways to make this work, or maybe something to improve it, or, all these things we look into to make probably the relationship, the business, the friendship, the work environment better, it's because of that hope, no? You're thinking, I might miss the opportunity, or if maybe I looked at it different, the opportunity would actually present itself. And I feel like it's a process. You eventually, and that's why I say, even animals, yeah, even like we all are blessed with it. I think as a human being or as a living thing, you will know that it is time. It's like knowing. Most people, when they're about to pass, they almost like know it. So we have the. Well, how do I put it? It's
like an innate nature within us. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes why you keep trying is you feel like it's not yet time. And then it gets to a point where you don't even have to think about it, no? It's very easy. You say, you know what? This is it. I've given it my all. This is it. You get what I'm saying?
I can't cuss on the podcast.
Yes. So at that point, you're ready, both mentally, whether physically, emotionally, everything. Those are the moments where when you let go, you have no regrets, you feel lighter, everything just sort of aligns.
Yeah.
The problem with taking, I know it can be seen as strength, or it is strength, but sometimes I see it as, how do I put it? When you've just sort of just running out of the patience, like you can't wait, that that sort of thing. And sometimes we let go too soon. It's a thing.
Okay.
You let go too soon, before you know it, you're mentally worn out, emotionally worn out, and then you go downhill from there. You've not seen it.
Yeah.
Because you are not ready. it comes for everything. It comes for friendships, marriage, whatever. Where people go into something when they're not ready for it, and when they get there, when they cross that line, you're like, yo, it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be.
So what
we also
happens in
need-
that case? Do we let go too soon in that case, or we are just clouded by we are clouded by the fact that we are not ready for it?
For me, I feel like you need to be ready, and you will know.
So
Almost every time you will know.
So, more than anything, in your opinion, there is a certain aspect of timing involved in letting go.
Yes.
You can't just up and decide, I'm letting this go.
Yes.
Okay? Because,
no plan, nothing. you
Yeah,
just-
because, like you've mentioned, intrinsically, as human beings, we have that innate nature to understand when something is just not working out for us. Whether it's physical, emotional, whatever, economical, we have that innate nature to pinpoint the exact. Actually, I think for most of us, and the aspect of timing is not really talked about when we're talking about letting go, because I think for all of us, when we have successfully let something go, it's no longer an albatross around our necks. It's no longer a heavy burden and it's no longer a heavy burden on our backs. I think we can pinpoint the exact moment in our timeline when we decided, I ain't doing this no more. Not a moment before and not a moment after. And the aspect of timing and letting go, I think, is something that is severely underrated. Because a lot of people will be like, especially, we see it with relationships, because it's the most common thing that happens around us, right? We see it in relationships where someone is going to, you broke up today, right? Let's say, let me give an example of a 4-year relationship, right? And you ended that relationship today. And someone in a week will tell you, bro, it's time to let go, man. It's time for you to move on. But your system intrinsically knows that you still need something. You're still holding on to something that you treasured, right? And until your system is ready to let go of that something that you treasured, however much you try, you cannot. And so the aspect of timing in the concept of letting go, I feel, is something that we need to actually sit down and analyze and understand more, in my opinion, because much like jumping into something, letting go is not something you can force.
So you see, also with timing, because with timing comes with it being, it needs to feel right. See, also when you say, oh, now I've decided, and you're not up for it. Basically, you don't have a plan B. It needs to feel like, yeah, this is it, type of thing. Yes, because most people are still contemplating by the time they decide to do something, because I probably watch someone on social media say, what are you still doing there? I leave that job, I don't have a plan. You get?
Yeah.
I must leave, even if I don't have a plan for it, knowing that when I leave, it's okay. But not after that, I'm like, yeah,
Now where do I
this
start?
guy's made me, now we start to look out for who to blame.
Yeah.
But I think also at the same time, it should be something that, and I think it happens naturally. You're comfortable. You're actually comfortable with it.
Oh, mwagizi wa Arsenal.
Yeah.
Hey, mwagizi wa Arsenal.
So in the end, I think we need to also acceptance.
Yeah.
And that is why I said you will know when. Because once you accept that this is not going to work, it means in accepting, you're not going to try and push anymore.
Yeah.
You're not going to be what if. You're not going to be maybe. And that is why it's hard for me. If I say I'm done with something, I don't go back.
Yeah.
Because it means I accepted, it felt right, I walked out of it.
Yeah.
If I go back, it means I wasn't ready. So we have the back and forth, which causes a lot of erosion. You're mentally
So
strained.
erosion. Okay.
I wanted to add something
Yeah.
on there. I kind of, why I laughed earlier, I feel like we are putting our attention on like analyzing the situation and being like, this doesn't work for me, or this business, this relationship is toxic, or this is not good for me,
Yes.
But we are forgetting the aspect. There's a relationship you can't be in when you are you know everything. Like you have perfect understanding of everything, of it, or something you're doing, but you still stay. And you say, I'm going. We're underestimating the power now in letting go. That the love and the attachment we have for the person, for the business, for whatever we are doing, the power it has to preventing us to letting go, even when we don't have hope. I have experienced that where I have held on to something, and not because I see I have hope in it. I have assessed, I have tried, I've done all these things, and I am positive. My brain is all there, but I am still present in awareness. I've tried even walking away, but because of the attachment and the care and love, you find yourself there, like you're there. Like,
So
So-
how do you navigate that situation? Because, and again, you might think you're the only one, but we've all been there. I'm
I'm not the only one.
I am a
but-
Manchester United fan. That says a lot.
and I'm a national fan.
So how do you navigate that situation? Because again, like Jocelyn said, a lot of times we stay in these situations because we have that hope, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes even when we don't have the hope, it's just there is something so heavy that keeps us there. It could be love, it could be a certain form of attachment. So how do we navigate that situation where, like, you know what, I am here, I know what's keeping me here, because like you mentioned, you know what's keeping you there,
Yeah.
but it's not working for me. So how do you get to a point where you're like, you know what, it's time, I need to move forward?
I guess I think it's the stopping the fight in the brain, because as that is happening, we're often fighting. We're like, I like we want to force our exit all the time. I think it is the calming down and accepting things as they are, and giving ourselves time to not having any hope, because then having hope hurts more, because you're never going to achieve what you want, or maybe you will, but still it kind of disturbs, like, in a way. So it's just accepting the situation. This is the situation. I care about Rowena, and she's Rowena. So whether and I feel sad letting go of Rowena, even when I am aware of all these things, So it is okay. I cannot change Rowena. It's just accepting the situation and exist,
Okay.
like, in a way. And when the time comes, just don't have any hope. Just live.
just do it. All right, so let's play a fun game. I have like a list that I came up with when I was thinking about these things. Okay, I call it my keep it or toss it list, right? Right? So because we're letting go, we're talking about letting go. We're going to go through this quickly in like a minute. I'm just going to read out, because there are 10 things. I'm going to read out, and each of you will decide on the mic whether you will keep that or toss it. So I used hanging on to this, so you're going to let it go. Number 1, old love letters or texts from an ex. Do we keep or we toss? The mic, we want to hear these. I saw Rona's face, like, what?
No, definitely keep them.
You keep them? Oh, lovely. Olivia?
I do
You-
keep. I
you
have
keep.
so many.
You keep old letters and texts from your ex.
I keep because
That's
I
nice.
read them sometimes.
It reminds you of why you hate them. Look at Rona's face. Rona is like, no.
No,
Rona is like, good riddance. Bye-bye. You ruined me for everybody.
no, it come to me. We say I'm done. No.
What about a dream you've had since childhood but never pursued? Is that something you can keep or something you toss? A dream you've had since childhood but have, for some reason, have never pursued. Would you keep that or toss it at this
keep.
point? You
I
keep.
keep.
Yeah?
I keep.
You keep.
I keep.
Olivia,
I keep.
you keep?
Depends on the dream. Like, like an example, like obviously I always wanted to be in healthcare, right? But now I'm here. So it's like I had to let that go because of other things that took priority than, that. So that's why I think like maybe in my head of the future, maybe that's why I would say keep it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've already had to let that go and accept it.
All right. So now I'm just going to go one by one for each of you. Jocelyn, still, that one embarrassing email address you made as a teenager, do you still have that or you tossed it?
No, because I don't remember the password.
She still has the email, ladies and gentlemen. She still has the email. Olivia,
That's why.
a toxic friendship that drains you, do you stay with that or you keep it?
Depends how much I care
Uh-huh.
about the person.
Oh.
Yeah, if I don't, I walk away peacefully.
Rowena,
Yeah.
clothes that haven't fit you in years, but you keep just in case.
Oh yes. Yeah, I'm always even now like and then somehow when you're going through and arranging your things, you're like, I have this one.
Yeah, I have
and then
that
you're
one.
like, no, but it will stay there.
Yeah, just
I'm
in
not
case.
switching,
Just
yeah.
in case I lose that weight, just in case I gain that
Very
weight.
well.
Olivia, a grudge that you've been holding on to for too long. Are you going to pursue that or you're going to keep that?
A grudge.
Yeah, a grudge.
No, I let go of that
You let
shit.
go.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, it's some social media last. So your first ever social media account, do you still have that or you tossed it?
Well, it was MySpace.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
missed-
that's cool. You
And
had-
AOL.
You had
So-
much,
I can't keep those. But MySpace, I wish I still had that.
Yeah.
That was great. And that I wish I could still code.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, but Facebook, obviously still have it.
yeah. Rowena, self-doubt about something you actually know you're good at.
It happens sometimes.
So is that something you would hold on to or something you fearlessly let go of and just pursue what you have to pursue?
The self-doubt.
Yeah, is that something
I
you'd hold on
always
to?
shove it in the corner over there and I say, hey, in the meantime,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have to do this, okay?
Yeah?
So every now and then when self-doubt comes through, I'm like, hold up. Let's go those things. Wait for my bad days when I'm very sad. But
Okay.
ordinarily, most of the time, I'm like, for some reason, I am how do they call those people? I am my own motivational speaker.
Okay.
Even when something feels impossible, I tell myself, you wait and see.
You wait and see. The last one, and this is for all of us. That one app on your phone you waste hours on but secretly hate. We all have that app. We know it's bad for us, but we have it and we keep going back. Is that something you would toss or keep?
Now let me tell you, I don't know if it's an app, but it's an app. You see how I don't watch those boot dramas, but then there are these boot dramas that come like a clip. You know those boot things?
TikTok, YouTube Shorts.
The CEO, you know those ones?
I'm currently obsessed with
They're
one.
like Asian dramas.
Yeah,
like,
I'm currently obsessed
I
with
hate
one
them, but
on
I sort of like when
TikTok.
I go there and then I watch and then I follow and look for the next part, but I hate them. Like
but-
the whole time I'm like, everyone is a CEO in this. And then I'm so pissed about it. The storyline is obviously horrible, but I'm like, yo, what's the next part? What happened? So, and I keep laughing at myself. And my girl at home keeps saying, you hate them, but when you're watching, because you can hear there's someone always voicing over them. Yeah? The young CEO, the richest CEO, the what CEO. Little did she know she was the lost daughter, of the richest man. I hate those both things, but do I watch them?
So for you, it's a keep, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
of
keep.
course, yeah.
What about Olivia? Is that a keep? Do you have something like that? It could be an app. It could be those short videos. It could be anything. But something on your phone, you waste too much time on. You know it's bad for you.
Do I have
You have one.
like do I no but I have downloaded it on my actual phone or it could be an app online that I just check out.
In fact, now an app online is worse because you can actively let go of that, but you choose not to.
Yeah. I think I'm just laughing because I thought of a general app for most people. That's like the porn app.
Is there an actual app?
They call it an app in a way. It's where most of the people go. They really, and within a minute when they do whatever shit they have to do, you're like, I'm done with them. Why did I do that? They hate themselves in a minute. But then after some days or hours, they're going to go.
Guys, let's go of your porn apps.
Yeah, but that's for most people. Because I read a thing today that it's viewed more than Facebook, Google, I don't know, all this stuff together. Yeah.
We shall talk about the epidemic that is porn later. Because
Goodness.
so I think we've gathered that there is a lot we are willing to let go of as long as it's not on our phones. Like, I'm still using this app, guys. But you not opened it in 23 days, but I'm coming back. It has my music. I'll come back. But
Do you want to know mine?
Yes.
Mine is Safari. I have like 60 tabs open.
On Safari.
And I refuse to let go of like just deleting them. Because I'm like, maybe I want to read this in the future.
Oh, so
Maybe.
I actually do that a lot. I have a lot of tabs open on my web browsers for no apparent reason. I'll find an article interesting. I could be like scrolling, let's say like Instagram or TikTok, and they're like, oh, it links to an article, and I'm like, I don't feel like reading now.
Exactly.
But there's going to come a point in time, a certain point in time T, when I will read. And 2 months later, the tab is still number one. And I'm
Exactly.
oh, but that's crazy. Yeah, but that's I think that's really relatable because a lot of times we think letting go is the big things. I'm letting go of a friendship. I'm letting go of a business. I'm letting go of a relationship. But I think cultivating discipline in letting go of the small, like the everyday things, that one sponge that you have used for 4 years. Like, just buy a new sponge. A toothbrush. Man, they may be. Yeah. Oh no, I was here with that one babe with fine yash, and we used this sponge.
Yes.
Like clothes, it may fit me, I have a goal. Or it used to fit me, you know? So,
Oh, that is beautiful.
but not a sponge.
Not a no, there are people who get attached to things like sponges and all that. But anyway, my final question to you all as we close this, because clearly, but now we shall talk about the porn epidemic. Eh? But before we close up for today, if you could tell your past self one thing about letting go, especially now we've all accumulated some life experience, right? If you could tell your past self something about letting go, what would that be?
There's a problem. It's not in my nature. So that question is very difficult. It's not in my nature to say letting go is, it is healthy, but it's not in my nature to sort of like, as soon as. So, okay, but here's the thing. Maybe I'll tell myself to relax a little and see where it goes. I try that sometimes, not all the time. But I try that sometimes, and guess what? The things you worry about, usually, when you relax, it actually goes down how you want, usually, because sometimes when it's too much pressure, you panic and maybe ruin it in the process of panicking. So maybe I'll tell my past self to, don't give up, but also relax a little. Like allow yourself to sort of breathe through it, okay? And because like I said, it's not in my nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, however, I start with baby steps of breathe through it. Allow yourself to like forget it for a second, relax and let life, especially with things you don't have control over, it's okay when you don't have control over it. It's things, that's just how it's going to be.
Okay.
If I can, in a way, change it, yes, that's why I said I have to try. But if I can't,
That's fine. Olivia, what would you tell your past self about letting go?
Letting go is broad, but I would, based on how I viewed the term of letting go, now I separate it in terms of things to do, like work. I would tell myself to to try until, like, keep trying when it comes to work. And when you feel like you have given it your very best and it's not working, it's okay. Move on and explore. Like, don't be scared. Like, keep exploring new things. Like, move on. And then when it comes to human beings, I tell myself right now, I'll tell myself people are different and people have experienced a lot of traumas growing up. Life has been different for each of us. And all the behaviors we see right now, it stems from somewhere. And it's there's people are dealing with things. So I would tell myself, be patient and just find a balance, but don't quickly let go of people because they're dealing with what you don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Jocelyn, what would you tell your past self about letting go?
Just it's hard to like say what I would tell myself, except for like what I would change, if that makes sense. Like I would tell myself like to stop trying to be perfect and liked by everyone, you know, in the sense of like the good girl, if that makes sense. Because a lot of my like past self was like, okay, I want to be this good Christian. I want to, you know, like have everyone view me in this way. So I think a lot of that would be like letting that go, like a situation like that. But I don't know how I would say to let it go. I would just have to say like focus on myself rather than keeping like my inner self rather than trying to focus on the outer self, if that makes sense.
All right.
So
that's pretty cool. Okay. Because clearly, we're all hungover. Liverpool just won the Liverpool, a Premier League champion. Village Man is going to make noise for us. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, with all that has been shared, with all that has been said, that brings us to the end of our TalkTrack. Thank you so much, ladies, for taking off time to be with us tonight. Gentlemen, I'm speaking to the camera. I will say this straight to camera. Gentlemen, please, I beg. Okay, Morris is behind the camera. I am behind the microphone. We just need you to come and sit down here, and give us your thoughts. Gender balance. Okay? Gender wars are going to be a real thing if this doesn't happen. Gentlemen, I pray, I beseech, I will kneel down. But I'm not going to mention them. Starting next week, I'm going to mention them in person. I'll be like, if you're not here on Sunday, me and you are going to have problems. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's TalkTrack. The TalkTrack is an independent production of the Kara Junkies, produced, edited, and sound mixed by Morris. I have been your host for the day, as usual, Roy Peter, aka Kamada. Check us out on our YouTube at TalkTrack UG. You can also check out the Kara Junkies that have various shindigs. So at Laksa Pub every Tuesday, Laksa Bar and Grill in Kampala, and Bara every Tuesday for open mic karaoke. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday, Morris? It's Tuesday, right? Every Thursday at the Bourbon in Ginger for open mic karaoke. Every Friday at the Bar House in Ginger for Retro Fridays. Every Saturday at the Bar House in Ginger for the Q List. And every Sunday, the Bar House in Ginger for the TalkTrack. Like I told you guys, the Bar House is the unofficial home of the Kara Junkies.
but also don't forget your quiz.
Yes, and every Wednesday, because now this is part of every Wednesday at the Bourbon for the quiz night. I keep forgetting that one. I forgot myself. I'm too busy promoting other people. But yes, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Again, TalkTrack, independent production of the Kara Junkies, produced, edited, and sound mixed by Morris. We do not own any of the rights to the music playing in the background, but if you need that music, I'll put Morris's contact in the comments. Again, it is for music, not for he's not looking for a wife right now. He'll tell you. And we'll see you all next Sunday, I guess. Peace out and have a lovely week. Thank you. Bye-bye.